could have been so much worse. That's the view from most observers watching the summit in Alaska here in Kyiv. They saw Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin leave the stage without the kind of ultimatum to Ukraine to give up territory it still controls in return for any deal that so many here had feared. The worst case option is off the table, for now at least. Instead, in his statement after the talks, Vladimir Putin seemed to want to talk about everything except Ukraine, from World War II to business opportunities. When he did talk about Ukraine, it was also about history. He talked about the need to address the, quote, root causes of this war. That's Kremlin shorthand for reversing Ukraine and Eastern Europe's westward integration, maybe even rolling back NATO membership for Eastern European countries. That's something that Putin has been talking about for years, and especially since he launched his invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Until his demands are met, Putin seems in no hurry to end this war. He doesn't just want a ceasefire, we hear, he wants a peace treaty, one that would likely include new security arrangements for all of Europe and not just for Ukraine. That's something that would take months at best and most likely years. For all the warm handshakes and invitations to Moscow, Putin has refused to budge. That is the takeaway of this summit. He's refused to give Donald Trump the ceasefire that the American president was so desperate to get. Lots of people here in Ukraine are now asking themselves whether Donald Trump will actually realize that he's been rebuffed by Putin and change his behavior. After quite literally rolling out the red carpet in Anchorage, will Trump now up the pressure on Russia and bring in new sanctions that he talked about going into this meeting? Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky will be back in the Oval Office with Trump on Monday to try to hammer home the message that Putin only responds to strength, while staying on the right side of his hosts and trying to avoid another bust-up.